right, guys, I want to walk through this assignment with you. And so I have it pulled up on my document cameras just so I can write some things on there and annotate some things for you. So the essay today that you're going to be working with your group on is going to be Romeo and Juliet. And we're going to be taking Romeo or Juliet and analyzing their characterization, how it's impacted the end of the play, all that jazz. The essay prompt is on the front sheet of this paper right here. And it says, in William Shakespeare's play, Romeo and Juliet, the traits of each character make a direct impact upon the play's tragic ending. For this persuasive essay, choose one character to analyze, either Romeo or Juliet. What are the flaws in that particular character that contribute to the tragedy that occurs at the end of the play? How have those flaws contributed to their decisions and relationships throughout the play? And what I have given you here, and I see something that I messed up on, so I'm gonna make note of it because I've already made these copies. This right here should not be underlined; it should be italicized, and I'm gonna write that. And I wrote that down here, but I guess I just had a moment. Have lots of those. Okay, so the title, Romeo and Juliet, is not underlined, it's italicized. If you don't know what that means, the italics button is, let me see if I can, let me pull it up. It's the little I at the top where the text is, that's where it's located. Okay, what I have given you is you've got these paragraphs. Depending on how many people are in your group, you're going to have different number of paragraphs. Each person in your group is responsible for one body paragraph, and they're going to contribute to the introduction and the conclusion paragraph. So if you have 4 people in your group, you'll have 4 body paragraphs plus the introduction plus the conclusion. That's 6 paragraphs in your essay. I know that seems like a lot, but ultimately you're only writing like 1 paragraph plus a few sentences of something else. So just slow your roll a little bit. It's not that big of a deal. Most of you will have 3 to 4 people in your group. If there are some absent people, it's not a big deal. Like, you don't have to pick up the slack for the people who are absent in your group. You're going to just do your one body paragraph, and then whomever is present in your group is going to help with the introduction and conclusion. Now, I've given you lots of help on this, okay? So probably what I would do is use this as a checklist. And as you go through here, and each person in your group has this paper, is check off the things that you see that have been included, okay? In the introduction, it should be 3 to 5 sentences long, okay? If yours is longer, that's fine. It should definitely not be shorter. That is minimum length. It has to include a lead or hook to grab the reader's attention, okay? As a quick reminder, this cannot be in first person. I read Romeo and Juliet in class. That is not a hook. It doesn't grab anybody's attention except your teacher who's ready to go, why are you still using first person? Okay, so do not use first person. All right, I'll write that on there. Not in first person. Okay, if you don't know what first person is, Google it. You should already know. Okay, if you don't know what first person is, you're probably the person that's writing in first person, and you shouldn't write in first person anymore, so Google first person. Okay. After you find a lead or a hook, then you are going to what we call tag the essay. We need to include the title, the author, and that word is genre. Say it with me, genre. Okay, genre is like, what is it? It's a play. It's not a novel. It's not an article. It's not informational text. It's a play. So when you are writing the genre down, it makes you sound smarter, right? It's because you are smart. You're going to write play. And it says minimal plot summary. Basically, minimal means just bare minimum. Just quickly tell me what happened in the play. If Shakespeare can tell me what happened in the play using a sonnet at the very beginning of the story, you can for sure give me 1 to 2 sentences of a plot summary. And just as you begin that, you introduce it with title, author, and genre. Okay? Now, if you tag the plot summary right there, you are not going to tag it in the thesis right down here. You're only tagging once, okay? As I'm reading through this, I'm realizing that might be a little confusing to you. So only tag it once, because the next thing that I did was I added a thesis statement sentence frame right here for you. And in that thesis statement sentence frame, I also tagged title, author, genre is all right there. And so please make sure you don't do it 2 times. There's no need to. That would be really wordy and just a little repetitive, especially back to back. So don't do that. Just choose one sentence to tag it in. If you're not going to tag, okay, then you are going to start your thesis right there with this. Romeo is the primary cause of the tragic ending because. Now, I don't love this thesis statement at all. Just trying to give somebody an example earlier today, and this is what I came up with. Your thesis statement is going to basically restate some of the prompt, but give your opinion. So if you can find a better thesis statement, feel free, go for it. My brain is fried at this point. I'm happy, if I'm in your class, I'm happy to help you with that, okay? Or you can text me and ask me, hey, Ms. Bonds, is this a good thesis statement? I will be available to talk, to like text back and forth. I just won't be in school for the first part of the day. All right. Next thing, you're going to move to the body paragraph, and this is where each of you is going to be responsible for one. This body paragraph is going to be a little bit longer than maybe what you think it should be. There's no shame in that game, but we're at the end of the school year, so you haven't probably noticed, but every time we add something new or every time we write another essay, we add a little bit more to it. So now here we are at the end, and you're really ready to be done, but I'm asking you to do a little bit more. So it says 5 to 7 sentences. It's the AEC format, except we're going to add another EC. You're going to have 2 quotes in your body paragraph. Each person's going to have 2 quotes, okay? So your topic sentence is the first thing you have, and that's just from your inference from your dialectical journal. And I gave you an example. Please don't just put Romeo is in love. No. Like, you need to add more to that for me, please. I don't want a simple sentence for this topic sentence. After you do that, and I'll give you an example. After you do that, you're going to then put the evidence in, which if you've done it correctly on your dialectical journals, you should be able to just go right in and copy that. Now I lost that. Go back to it. Oh, there it is. Annalisa, can you take Annalisa? Annalisa, can you take my phone out there and answer it? What? Can you take my phone out there and answer it? Can you go outside the door and answer it? You better go quickly. I'm on making a video. Okay. Kids. Quickly. All right. Just call him back if you need to. All right. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. All right, the next thing after your evidence is your commentary. Again, you should be able to just copy that down from a great dialectical journal. Now, if you're using a dialectical journal that I've graded and I've had some edits on, then don't just copy down the wrong stuff. Like, fix it for me, okay? And then after that, you're going to find another dialectical journal that applies to whatever your topic sentence is. So if you put that Romeo is depressed, you need to find another dialectical journal that uses a separate quote for him being depressed, okay? You have there's hundreds of them. They're taped all around the room. Your friends have some on their Schoology assignments. Just find one that works for you. And then you provide more commentary for that same one. Okay. This commentary doesn't have to be as long as this commentary, but your first commentary should be 2 sentences in a perfect world. Okay. But this one, it could be 1 to 2 sentences. Once you have finished your body paragraph, you're going to move on to the conclusion, and you're going to do this with your group. Okay, this part and this part are collaborative paragraphs. So your conclusion is going to start with a summary of all your topic sentences. Come say hi, Annalisa. Come here again. Hi. This is the last time you'll see Annalisa without braces on for probably 50 years. She's got to have her braces on tomorrow. So I'm trying to make a video today for y'all. Okay, say bye, Annalisa. Bye. All right, so the summary of topic sentences is going to be like, in this play, Romeo is shown wise, and then you list them. Depressed, heartbroken, whatever, and you just keep going depending on how many people you have in your group. Okay. And then an expression of your own thoughts. However, do not put this in first person. Do not say, but I believe Romeo should have done it. No. No. If you want to use the word I, some options are some or one or people. Just use something besides first person. Okay. If you're having trouble with that, you can Google that too. Words to use when I can't use first person. Google can tell you all the good stuff. And then you can, if you need some more, you can do this number 3, but you don't have to. It's just kind of like, it's an option where you can dig a little deeper into the text. But again, that's completely up to you. And there's some questions that you can read. And then most importantly, though, we want to make sure that we have a restatement of the thesis, but you want to word it just a little bit differently. Remember, the thesis is this part right up here. Okay. So you're going to restate that in different words. And you might want to go back in and tag your thesis statement. If you didn't tag it up here, or, just use Shakespeare's name again, just to make it sound more official and ending and final. Okay, this is like the grand finale of the paper, and it's just something that kind of closes everything. It's like we've got a present, and we're going to wrap it up with wrapping paper, but we got to seal it off really good. So you're going to put some tape and a bow on there, right? It makes it a little bit more difficult for people to get into the gift. So think of it like that if you need to, but you want to wrap it up so that it is there's closure. Okay, we don't want to leave anything open. Now, hopefully in a perfect world, you're watching this video before you write the essay. Okay, if not, then somebody's messed up somewhere. God bless your souls. I think you all are supposed to be in the computer lab today. And so, sorry, I'm looking at myself like I'm talking to myself down here when the camera's up here. Look, let's do this. Can you tell that I am teacher tired? There we go. Look, now I can look at you and talk. All right, so I think you're going to be in the computer lab today. And if you don't have enough computers in the computer lab, I have 3 in my Chromebook cart, maybe 4. Come back down and get one. Or go to another teacher that has computers if you need to. If there's just absolutely not enough room in the computer lab, then ask the sub if they will let you go to the library and work. But I only need one group in the library because they're working on Chromebook cart check-ins and stuff. So if you're in the computer lab and you're working on a computer and the internet's working, what you should be doing is you should be having one person open a Google Doc, sharing that Google Doc with everybody in your group, and everybody in that group should be working at the same time on this. Okay, now I am grading what was turned in at the end of class. That's it. That's all she wrote. You can't turn this in late. If your computer's not working, if the internet's not working, if I don't know what the power goes off, you are going to write it on paper. Okay, then just staple everybody's papers together in the order you want me to read them, like in paragraph order. No big deal. You don't have to rewrite it in a perfect essay format. I get the gist. Okay. And just make sure that whoever created the Google Doc, if that's the route you're going, is the person who actually submits the Google Doc to me on Schoology. There should be an assignment listed there. If there's not, send me the email with the document in there. But I am only taking this assignment through the end of class. Okay, you can't work on it later. That defeats the purpose. Remember, it's a timed essay anyways. Okay, when you are done with your essay and your group is okay with what the content is, you're going to turn your paper over to the back. This is how I grade every single thing, every essay that I give you. Okay, it's the same rubric from the beginning of your class, and you need to read through these questions for each thing, and you need to do these self-assessments. Now, when you get to like the examples, you're going to read through everybody's examples. Do they, for the most part, follow the guidelines? Okay. So for right here, if they're not all done correctly, you might give yourself just a check. Well, if you look over here, a check gets 2 points. Okay. Let's say here, it was very well organized because I gave you a stellar outline and you should have followed it. Okay. So you would get a check plus, which is a 3. Let's say your grammar was hot mess express. I'm going to give you 2 check minuses. That's minus 2 points, okay? Let's say your vocabulary or voice, most people just get a check minus because that's really hard, okay? Especially if you're not an advanced writer. But if you know that you're an advanced writer and your group has done well with that and you're not talking in first person and whatnot, then you give you a check. So you don't get any points for that. And let's just say right here you just got normal. You just got check, okay? So you would add 2 plus 3 is 5 plus 2 is 7 minus 2 is 5 and 0. So your total score is 5. You're going to come down here and look at it right here. Your group grade would be a 72. That's low. It's a major grade. So if you do this assessment, you're like, golly, our grade would be low. You go back and fix these errors if you've got time. When I see you again on Friday for a few minutes, I'm going to meet with each group and we're going to discuss. I'm going to show you how I scored you versus how your group scored you. Okay? If you have questions tomorrow, you can text me on Remind. I will get them faster that way than any other way. I will have my phone and can check email, but it doesn't just automatically go to my email. So Remind would be the best way to get to me. If you have serious questions and you're in second block, go across the hallway or go find Miss Patrice Smith and ask her. That's her planning period, but she's not here first block. Have a great day, and I hope that you work through this essay well. I cannot wait to see you again tomorrow. Bye.